morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 9:01 a.m. and you are listening to and watching Good Morning, Aurora, but you're listening to and watching our newest segment, Living in Aurora. My guest is my colleague, Taisi Rodriguez, this morning of the Aurora Financial Empowerment Center. How you feeling?
I feel good. Yeah,
Good.
Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love coming.
Yeah.
To your show and then just having a coffee with you and talking about, our community and
I think this is our first time, one-on-one,
just you
though.
and I.
Yes,
Absolutely. Because we did a little segment before, and it was with, the Neighbor Project and then FEC. We have more people here, but just you and I think is the first time. So I feel honored.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Glad to have you. Absolutely. So we'll be talking about a couple things today for the benefit of the listeners and viewers, but also, you and I will be talking about our why. Right.
Yes.
So what it is, the reason why we do the work that we do for Neighbor Project and FEC. You'll also give us a brief rundown of some of the specifics that FEC has accomplished in this year 2025, and then we'll talk about upcoming Neighbor Project events, one of which is happening today and this morning. So thank you guys for joining us today. So first off, what is your why? How long have you been part of the Neighbor Project first and then FEC, still within our family in orbit?
Yeah.
How long have you been a part of the team, and what is your why, Taisi?
So I've been with the Neighbor Project and FEC for about 3 years now. Coming up actually 3 years in September this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All
I didn't
right.
even realize that. That's
Comes
crazy.
fast, right?
Time just flies. Yeah, it's just crazy. So 3 years, and my big why, it's, the work that we do is just so important to our community. It's just so important to educate and empower the community with financial, capability programs, because I feel like our community just has such a need of really understanding that they have power over their finances and not the other way around.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I think that's the only way to break cycles of poverty and to create generational wealth is empowering the community to know that they hold the power over their finances, that they have control over their budgets, that they are able to select products that feed their families and themselves, that feed their needs, and that they can be financially sustainable. So it's just a beautiful cycle when we have clients coming through and then we're able to help them through their challenges that maybe they thought that they couldn't accomplish,
right,
and see those things coming to fruition. It's really it's selfishly, in a way, it's very fulfilling to me, and also personally, I, as an immigrant myself, I feel like there's a lot of things that, because this is a country of immigrants, right? There's a lot of things we don't know, how banks might operate, and a lot of other things that we have going on in the financial institutions of this country.
Right.
So it's important to spread the word and spread the knowledge to our Latino community, and let them know that there are options out there for them and that they can build wealth in this country as well. As a woman myself, feeling empowered to take control over my finances, and all of that. I mean, many reasons.
Oh yeah, the
I think what we
abound.
do, yeah, I think what we do is beautiful. Our mission is it's beautiful, and I love working with the Neighbor Project and the FEC.
Yeah, I think to copy and piggyback off what you said, David mentioned the same thing when he was sitting where you were sitting on his episode, and yeah, when you make that light bulb come on for people, and they see and they're like, oh wow, it's actually not as complicated as I thought if I just stay up on it,
Some things are. Some
Right.
things can be. And I think the beauty of it is that a lot of our clients don't have that accountability partner, or they don't
Right.
have people in their lives that can tell them that they can do it.
Right.
So I think sometimes it's we understand that this is going to be challenging. We're now saying it's going to be easy. Sometimes it is easy, right? Sometimes it's easier than we think, because, maybe we don't have the resources and we're like, oh, I can never do this. But then when we look at everything, we're like, well, you're actually closer than you think.
Right, exactly.
From doing it. But you just need somebody to tell you that.
An accountability partner, yeah. Well
But just
said.
having that person with you, even if it takes a long time, it's a deal breaker sometimes. It's you're holding them together, you're helping them through all of those challenges, that they might not have somebody to, rely on in their
Right.
lives. So I think that's huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, there's been the Small Business Boot Camp
Yes.
which recently ended like a month ago. And there's been a couple of other, relative events and partnerships and things like the Quad County Urban League, which we look forward to
Yes.
having onto the program
Yeah.
sometime in the very near future. But talk about some of those partnerships that you have and that the FEC has been working with for the benefit of Aurora households. The time is 9:06.
Yeah. So this year, recently, we got a grant to develop a program that we call a Small Business Boost. And the goal of this program is to, educate aspiring entrepreneurs and, small business owners to make sure that their personal finances are aligned with their financial goals for their businesses. So we're not here to, coach them on their business or any of that. We're still focusing on personal finances, but their personal finances are extremely related to their abilities to grow their business and access capital and just level up their businesses, right? And a lot of them don't also have access to resources in the community. They don't know what those resources are. So it's the beauty of this program is that, we're creating some sort of environment for those aspiring entrepreneurs and, small business owners to get access to those resources that they need and to look a little closer into their personal finances so they can be successful. So we had an initiative with Quad County Urban League where we hosted a 6-week booth camp. And every week, different topic, just putting a business plan together, accessing capital, understanding everything about your business, marketing, strategies, AI, all of that. Beautiful. And it was very successful. We had about 25 attendees throughout the, 6 weeks of the cohort, and some of them, eventually became clients of the FEC.
Right.
And we're planning on doing that again next year. And our partnership also, the Huntington Bank was the one delivering all of the content. So it was a partnership between us, Quad County Urban League, and Huntington Bank. And yeah, it was extremely successful. We got great feedback from everyone, and we're gonna carry that over for 2026.
Good.
Yeah.
The time is 9:08 a.m. If you are just joining us, you're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora. This is our Living in Aurora segment sponsored by the Neighbor Project, and I'm here with my colleague and friend Taisi Rodriguez of the Aurora Financial Empowerment Center. Just giving. Sketching the broad outlines of the partnership that we have and how networking in this fashion with these organizations works. So 9:08 is the time. Can you share with us some of the milestones that the Neighbor Project, FEC has hit so far? 2026 is coming up, but I know that you guys have been doing a lot of hard work over there at the FEC, Tasha and Rosie, and there's more people in that building, right?
Yeah, we're a small team, but it's between me, Rosie, Valeria, and Brenda.
Oh, that's right. Brenda's part of. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Brenda, Brenda, she just started this year, so she'll be doing more in 2026.
You're right.
And it's all together, we're a team of 2 full-time coaches.
Right.
But I think we've been doing a really good job with stretching ourselves as much as possible because we want to help the community as much as possible. So I got a couple milestones here. So this year alone, we had over 1,000 sessions, a little over 1,000 sessions, which is really meaningful. That was our goal. We always have some sort of goals that we set up in the beginning of the year. So we are right there. And just a little over 540 clients that we were able to help this year alone throughout those 1,000 sessions, and that's huge. I mean, just the amount of people that have been seeking advice and coaching on their finances, especially during this political climate in the country and everything that's happening, and the changes with the government shutdown and how we can show up to our clients and help them through those challenges. I think this is important, and we might see this number continuing to increase in 2026. So I'm really proud of the work that we do. I think we do great work in the community.
I agree. Now, when you talk about the those customers, or rather those clients that you help, what's that help look like for them? Is that for some people who have I want to save X amount of dollars from my paychecks, I want to raise more money, I want to reduce this amount of debt? What does that look like?
So the core objectives of our program are budgeting, access to affordable and safe bank accounts, credit score improvement, debt reduction, and eventually home ownership.
Right.
So there's a realm of, subjects that we can talk to our clients, and a lot of times they're all connected in a way. So I might have a client who comes to me and say, like, I want to reduce my debt, and in order for me to do that, I might need to look at their credit. I might need to go through their budget and make sure that after expenses are paid for, how much money do I have left over so I can actually tackle my debt. So all of those come together beautifully. So we are kind of touching all of those points, and we have ways to measure a credit score increased by 35 points, or if you are able to save maybe 10% of your yearly income,
right.
If you're able to reduce your overall debt by 10% as well, not including your mortgage. So we have all those things that we can track, and we have all those numbers, and it's been very successful.
When it comes to the success, and you're right, it has been successful. I've seen the success on paper and in person. Part of the in-person success that I've seen is the reaction that folks have when the Neighbor Project or the FEC is there.
Yeah.
I've seen you guys in action at places like Prisco Center, from the Aurora Public Library all the way in all parts of Aurora. When it comes to meeting the clients, how do you do that? How do most clients get in contact with you? And then, let's share that contact information for folks who may be watching and have some questions. 912 is the time.
Yeah. We see clients in different ways. We can see them virtually. We can talk to them over the phone, or they can come in person to our office. And when they access our website, they can book an appointment directly in there, and then they can select the easiest way for them to sit with a coach.
Right.
And just moving forward, if they decide to have more sessions, they can always pretty much choose whatever it's most convenient to them. And I was going to say, because you touch on, just when we go to events and things like that, I see my clients everywhere. And and I love that. We keep it very, just like, I say hi, but I never disclose, right? Who are my clients, who are not, because of course we have like confidentiality, agreements and things like that. But I love to see my clients coming to support us, in our events. And I'm sure, TNP also sees a lot of the clients. Like yesterday we had money. What was it? It was money. I forgot the name exactly. The vision board workshop that we had at the library. I just forgot what the name was. And I see like at least 4 of my clients there, and it was beautiful. And I'm like, I love that. I love how they come through and support us and stay connected, in a way or another, because they might not be working with a coach anymore, but they do stay connected with the FEC and TNP and our mission, and they come through supporting our events, because we do build this relationship with a lot of our clients, right? It's not just you're gonna sit with me, we're gonna talk about our finances and off you go. No, we're building relationships. We're rooting for you, we're walking with you through your success and your challenges. So I love seeing that.
That's the thing that makes that's the why.
That's the why. It makes it all worth it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful to see it.
Right. And people don't reach out. They see it on Facebook.
Yeah.
They scroll past it, even though it can help them, and they know that. They don't call the number. They don't push the like button. They don't reach out because they don't want to be judged. They don't want to be treated like number
just
32.
a number.
Right, exactly.
No.
So when you break that down and let them know, like, hey, I was just seeing you in session. Now you see me at Nide Hardin.
Yeah.
Then it's
because we are from the community as well.
Absolutely.
And I think it's just there's a difference with people, like being able to relate to, like you go to the same places I go to.
Yep.
You speak the same way that I do. You maybe look like the way I look like, right? I mean, there's something different that you can relate to, especially when we are talking about finances, which is such a delicate subject, right? It's kind of hard to trust everyone. So they need to see themselves and make that connection with you in a personal level.
That's right.
So we can continue helping them and they can be successful.
That's right.
Yeah.
What we talk about in this office is between us. I'm here for your best benefit.
Yeah.
And if you see me out somewhere buying coffee, say hi. I got you,
Yeah. Oh, I had clients like bringing me coffee.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. They're like, thank you so much for
Curtis, can I take you out? You can. You can.
Not that I wouldn't go that far, but
For coffee,
For coffee, They're
give a plug. I meet a lot of people at Society 57 or
Yes,
Trevite Cafe 1888. Done a lot of work there. Just small
Shout
stuff
out
can
to
have
them
hope.
because I
Yeah,
love them so much.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9:15 is the time. Once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching Living in Aurora, our Neighbor Project sponsored program and segment. And I'm here today with my colleague, Taisi Rodriguez of the City of Aurora's Financial Empowerment Center. The City of Aurora has a lot of great, awesome programs to help folks who are potential first-time home buyers, and the Safety First program as well, which the Neighbor Project also helps facilitate. So I would encourage anybody who can hear my voice or is listening and watching this to go to the City of Aurora's website, check out what resources may be available when it comes to home ownership or potential home ownership, and see and go to the Neighbor Project website, www.neighborproject.us, and see how we can help you. The city is doing a great job when it comes to making all boats rise.
Yeah, I will add that if you don't know where to start or if you're looking for resources, because if there's one thing that Aurora is rich in resources.
Right, exactly.
Right? We have so many resources. If you don't know where to start, we're always happy to, help people kind of, go through those and find the resources that they need. Even because I do that a lot with some of my clients. I'm like, we might not be able to work on your finances right now, or maybe there's something else that we need to figure it out before we can look into this.
Right.
Let's connect you with another resource.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So we can, get things going. So we have access to a very rich list of resources in this community.
We do.
Aurora's amazing.
From Community Foundation of the Fox River Valley.
Yes.
J.D. Ostergaard, Fox Valley United Way. We can name drop. I mean, who you want? Jennifer Berganoni.
Oh, yeah. Tell me what you need and I'll tell you a resource.
Exactly.
Let me pull the name.
I love it.
I love it. But how about your why? You haven't talked about your why.
I didn't, did I?
Yeah.
So my why is, I'm originally not from Aurora.
Neither am I.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And I came to Aurora like my high school year, like basically like freshman year. High school, went to Abanzi High School, but I grew up in Harvey, Illinois. And now at this point in time in my life, being older and things like that, I can see what happens to a community if there's not a neighbor project.
Yes.
I know if, or things like waivers, eligibility, verifications, different. There's so many people who, a combination of things like living paycheck to paycheck or just not knowing how to get started, how to get on their own 2 feet, because there are not organizations that make that personable approach to help them. They don't have a Taisi who's working on staff who will meet you anywhere, do the hotspot and help you fill out the application. That's not going on. And for a lot of time, and not to, give away my age and everything, but I remember things like the office hours were only Monday to Friday. If you didn't get there by 5:30 p.m., there was no grace period. Nobody was there on Saturday. There was no walk-in hours at the light. None of that.
Nothing.
And when you think about people like our parents, sometimes what they had to go through to get to here to there to get the money for the thing to fax it, hopefully on top fax machine, right? I mean, so I say all that to say,
or just mobility, right?
Absolutely.
Like on its own.
Exactly.
Right. Some people don't have the ability.
Help you out,
or everything is online. Well, I don't know how to navigate this. Right. It's
exactly. And that's the
we
era
serve everyone.
Yeah,
and
that's our parents' era, and we know that, and we still see those people. It's deep. It's super deep.
Yeah.
65 years old, but don't have an email address.
Yeah. Yes. I've helped people
deep.
setting up emails before so they could get alerts from jobs that they were looking for, so then we can work on you know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you don't have somebody to work with you on those, then you're on your own.
Folks want to come in and do the paperwork. It's not paperwork days. No,
that's not. We need to figure this out first, and then we're going to focus on paperwork. I need to make sure that we are.
Yeah, that's my why, though.
Yeah.
Because it's super deep, but I love untying the shoelace for people. I do. I do. That's my whole thing. But that's my why. My why is when I see these people who are my parents' age or young.
Yeah.
It runs the gamut.
Well, we are homeowners, and I remember when, we were buying our home, the process was very stressful.
Right.
Because it's the biggest asset that you will,
Own in your
buy,
lifetime,
that you're
right.
going to own in your lifetime, right? So not having people to help you through and navigate that, world of, home ownership.
Right.
It can be very difficult, and it can be very intimidating, and sometimes people give up.
Right.
Because I've heard that so many times, like, I didn't have nobody, I didn't know what I was doing, all the terms and all of those, things that the bank was talking to me about, I had no idea.
Right.
I didn't know if I was doing the right thing. I don't know if this was, the right interest rate, or what should I do with my credit, and they give up.
Right.
They give up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my why. We need to let people know, like, you know what, it's, you don't have to give up. There's people here who will help you. And that help is not going to cost you nothing. Sure, it may be a $25 thing for the fax, but that's where waivers come in.
Yeah, or maybe a coffee, right? Just, bring us a coffee. Just kidding.
Cherry Danish from a Trevor Day Cafe 1888. Yeah, have a seat. I'll do it for you.
I'm not
right
huge
now.
on pastries. I'm not huge on pastries. I'm gonna stick to my coffee. But I know some people are like, a croissant or that.
Oh yeah. Well, for the pastry lovers, we do networking breakfast and things like that, like we just did at Society 57. So if you like pastries and coffee, again, following the Neighbor Project and getting in touch with us can have you doing
not
all
only
kinds of
we
cool
give
things.
you very valuable information, but we feed you as well.
Absolutely. So we do have 9:22 is the time. As we start to kind of wrap up today's episode, there are a couple of events that I want to tell you guys about coming up. One is the today's groundbreaking ceremony. Do we have that photo to show the groundbreaking ceremony, the Today file? All right, so right there, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen, you can see the groundbreaking ceremony that's happening today. It's going to be at 552nd Avenue here in Aurora. That's the old Family Focus building, hosted by the Hesed House and also AID and the Neighbor Project. Light breakfast fare and a groundbreaking ceremony to celebrate the construction of new permanent supportive housing in Aurora. Thank you very much, Alex. Appreciate that. Now, here's why that's important. I'm going to do this quick. It was just earlier this year, it might have been last year actually, I think it was last year in November, where we cut the ribbon under the former mayor.
Yes.
You were there.
Yes, I was there.
To start that process. Look at what's happened in a year.
I know. Amazing.
AID, shout out Lori Baker, thank you very much. Hesed House, Joe Jackson, we go way back. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what happens when we work together, unified for people. That's happening today at 10 a.m. right after the show.
I thought it was tomorrow.
What's the 14th?
Tomorrow.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Well, ting.
If we had it right.
Well, you got time, see? We give you time, too. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
because we'll be there. Yeah, I was like,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, and the next event that we have, the next one, please. We got the Santa file.
I'm so excited for that.
Now, this one is definitely not tomorrow or Friday.
No.
But free photos with Santa event is going to be taking place once again at the Prisco Center. This is going to be the 29th of this month. It'll be from 2 to 5 p.m. And there's going to be one free toy for the first 400 children. So when the toys are out, ladies and gentlemen, we got a whole lot of other things that are going to be there, like tamales, like champorado, and like all kinds of great vendors and things like that. So you can definitely have some fun, but one free toy for the first 400 children. Alex, thank you very much for that. The time is 9:24 a.m.
Wow, that went by fast.
It did, right?
Right. I feel like when we're talking and, just chatting about the things that we do and love, it's just, it goes by really fast.
I
feel like we have also conversations like this, like on a regular
we've done
basis.
This. We have. Yes,
normally
we have.
do this.
At the Keurig, right?
right. At the Keurig. Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, what's going on with the building?
I know.
Yeah.
It just feels very natural.
Yeah. Well, I was a volunteer with Neighbor Project before I became an employee, as you know that.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I quit chasing it in life. That was the other thing too that brought me to a person like a Rick Guzman.
Yeah.
And just being
Love
around
Rick.
people like that in life. Like, I quit chasing it.
Yeah.
There was a point in time in my life where my only goal when I woke up every day, or at least when trying to find employment, was to make the most money I possibly could. And when you're trying to live like that,
Yeah.
you can do that. But I was
Some
working in
people can do
Chicago
it.
and
Yeah.
living in Aurora, so I
Right.
wasn't really gaining. There was no gain. I didn't have
Yeah.
any connections here. I wasn't
Yeah.
doing any of the things I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And so I'm thankful
Yeah.
for the Rick Guzmans and the Taisi Rodriguez's in my life, and and the Neighbor Project.
Yeah. I came from corporate. This is my first like non-for-profit
Right.
job, so it's very different. And I remember like same thing, just kind of like chasing and chasing and chasing, because we gotta make more money, we gotta keep
Right.
up with everything, we gotta right. And I remember like just talking to myself, and I'm like, I just want to do something that is meaningful.
Right.
I want to make sure that I have some sort of I can help my community somehow.
Yeah.
I can feel it, and again, it might be a selfish thing, but we want to feel fulfilled
Absolutely.
in our careers, right?
Absolutely, yep.
However that looks like. So I love this opportunity too, and I love the people that I work with. I mean, like everybody that works with us, they're so invested in their community. They really deeply care about one another. So I think that makes a world of a difference.
Yeah. Nobody who works at the Neighbor Project is just wearing the shirt. You know what
No.
I'm saying? Yeah. They're not there just for the coffee and donuts.
No.
9:27 is the time. As we wrap it up, what is your message to the people of Aurora today? Thanks for coming on to the show.
Yes.
Appreciate it. You got it. You coming back more and more and more and more. We got to do this.
Yes, we'll
Yep.
continue doing this in 2026. I think my message is just maybe messaging of hope, and then when we stick together and we support one another, we can go far and we can do greater and better things.
Right.
So I would just tell everyone to seek help and seek advice, and come together in difficult times, and then just really unite right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much for watching Living in Aurora today with my guest and colleague and friend Taisi Rodriguez. If any of the information that you heard today could be of any benefit to you, I encourage you to reach out to the Neighbor Project on their Facebook page, Instagram, or any of the social media channels. Also, check out the website, www.neighborprojectus. Also, if Good Morning Aurora could be of any benefit to you as well with this information or connecting you with the FEC or the city, please reach out to us, send us a DM, all that good stuff. I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of this day. Come to the groundbreaking ceremony tomorrow, 552nd Avenue, right around the corner from Waldo, the old Family Focus building. You will see something great happening in the city of Aurora once again. Be blessed. Take care of yourself and each other.